Hello and welcome back to the Villa View for another video. On today's video we're doing an international focus where we look at all the Villa players that have been playing international football over the past few days or so and review their performances in terms of what the result was and how did they play if they did play. So let's get into it. There's a fair few players to get through and we're going to start with the games that happened last Friday, the Friday just gone. So first of all, on Friday evening, Jonathan Kodjia's Ivory Coast did take on Russia in Krasnodar and they did turn out victorious in a 2-0 victory, including a goal from Jonathan Kodjia, which I must say was absolutely world class. Now, I'm sure everyone has seen this goal, but I'm just going to describe it to you anyway because it was absolutely brilliant. He sliced the ball in, absolutely smashed it into the goal, past Igor Akinfeev from about 18 yards out, blistering shots, making it no chance for the goalkeeper to make it 1-0 to the Ivory Coast. And I must say it was a fantastic finish. In the other game for Jonathan Kodjia, sadly he didn't play, but sort of not sadly as well because it means he does stay fit. In the 88th minute of that game though, it was abandoned as Ivory Coast did play Senegal. It was abandoned due to crowd trouble. Likes of Sadio Mane were playing in that game as well for Senegal, but it was abandoned. Jonathan Kodjia didn't feature though as he was on the bench for that fixture. Meanwhile, Leandro did take part in both games for Australia as they played UAE the other day and won 2-0, and a few days before that actually drew with Iraq 1-1 in their World Cup qualifiers. He was obviously in a key part of that side still that included the likes of Irvine, who plays for Burton Albion, and other players that are playing in the Championship as well, such as Aaron Mui of Huddersfield Town as well. He partnered him in midfield and formed a key bond for them as they did win the other night 2-0 against the UAE, but did draw against Iraq earlier on in the international break. He's been to Australia, to the UAE, so it's tough for him. So I've got to imagine that we might not see much of him on Saturday's game against Norwich City, but you never know, he could play. But I know in previous times when he has come back from international football, he hasn't partaken in an next game because he's been rested. Obviously because of jet lag, he won't be getting back till fairly late on in the week, ahead of Villa's game at the weekend. Now, Leandro Bacuna's side, Krakow, did draw 1-1 with El Salvador. Obviously, he chose to play for them over trying to force his way into the Netherlands squad a few years ago now, and he has been part of that Krakow squad ever since. They did draw 1-1 with El Salvador, so he's got a bit of travelling to do as well, but obviously he is banned at the moment from playing in the league due to that push on the referee, his linesman, or whatever you want to call it. So he is banned, so it's not too much of a worry that he was playing so far away ahead of the Norwich game. Now, touching a bit closer to home now, Neil Taylor and James Chester both played for Wales in their 0-0 draw versus the Republic of Ireland over in Ireland on Friday night. Obviously, this game, you'll all know, was the game that Neil Taylor did actually make a bad tackle on Seamus Coleman that led to a leg break. He was sent off for that tackle. It's a bit of a debate at the moment how bad that tackle was. I'm genuinely still stumped on how bad of a tackle it was, or it was just an unfortunate set of circumstances, because 9 times out of 10 that tackle's made and Seamus Coleman would go over the ball and over the leg, but this time obviously didn't, and it's led to a horrific injury. For this one, I want to know in the comments section, we're going to do a vote as well above in that corner. Let me know what you think of that tackle. How bad do you think that tackle was? Because I'm still trying to make my mind up how bad you thought that tackle was. James Chester, though, did take part in the full game. He's played the full 90 minutes in the 0-0 draw for Wales versus the Republic of Ireland. Conor Horan didn't take part in that game, but he did feature in their game against Iceland, which they did lose yesterday evening. Martin O'Neill said it was a chance for players to impress, and he did, playing 63 minutes. He made his debut, the first time obviously he's made an Irish cap. Big moment for him, and I think it's very much deserved after the past season or so. Perhaps harshly left out of the Sky Bet Championship Team of the Year as well for his performances this season for Barnsley and now obviously Aston Villa. But he did make his debut finally, and he can only grow and develop, and I think that it was a really important moment for him to get that international cap. And I think playing for Villa might have actually aided that ability to get his cap. I don't know what it is about players when they're picked, but there's nothing against Barnes here, but I genuinely feel that he may not have got that cap if he wasn't playing for Aston Villa at this moment in time. I know his form's been fantastic and perhaps you couldn't overlook it, but I think the added extra that he is playing for Aston Villa now does aid his ability as well to be in an international setup. Now let's turn our focus to the younger players that have been playing their trade for the under-21s, for example, or the under-19s for their respective countries. We'll start with Aston Villa's development squad goalkeeper Victor Johansson. He did take part in Sweden's 1-0 victory over Italy to secure their place at the Euros for the under-19s division in an impressive performance for them. Meanwhile, Asa Suleiman did take part in the full 90 minutes for England against the European outfit Belarus to secure Euro under-19 place with a 100% qualifying record. They came from behind and he was a key part of that side, obviously a pivotal part as we know, to youth development as well. Obviously been on loan for a bit of time as well this season to aid that development as he tries to push his way into more first team contention. Meanwhile, Jack Grealish did play for the England under-21s in their victory over Denmark. He came on as a 38th minute substitute for Corley Woodrow when he came off injured. He played the rest of the game, played a decent game as well. Ruben Loftus-Cheek was obviously the star man for England, the Chelsea midfielder, and England did win that game as well. So the good news for you guys is there's not another international break now for over 150 days. So plenty of domestic football to get in before the players do next play. Main games obviously being in June when the season is finished, so we can't complain about that. If you haven't already done so, make sure you head over to our video from yesterday. We did a Player of the Month video. The first time we've done that, Dan led that. There's 4 candidates. Head over there, go and see what the candidates are, and have a vote as well. We want to know who you think your Player of the Month has been. We'll announce the winner of who we feel is Player of the Month from your votes very soon, so make sure you're voting on that. And if you haven't enjoyed this video, please do drop us that like below and comment in what you thought about the international break, especially that Neil Taylor tackle. That is the big talking point. Let's talk about that. What do you think about that? And as per always, if you are new to this channel, then please do make sure you are subscribing to The Villa View.
If you enjoyed that video, why not watch another? Click the video choices on screen now to go and watch them in full. Be sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking our logo there on the left. Easy peasy.